Toy Power Podcast is a free podcast made possible by the support of our awesome Patreon sponsors. Head to toypowerpodcast.com and see how you can help.
Oh yeah, this is power.
Hello and welcome to Toy Power, the podcast where we talk toys and everything pop culture. G'day, it's Trent here, and it is wonderful to have your company today for episode 403. This week on the show, we talk all things Shitbox Rally, and then we jump into another installment of the team, and if there's time, it's all about collecting peer pressure. Joining me today in the Toy Power studio, we've got Benno.
G'day.
Franco.
Hello.
And Scotto.
Hello there.
And
Scotto.
from
Hollywoodo.
And from New South Wales, we have Matt Teale'o.
Oi, oi.
Ahoy, hoy.
Oi.
Now, Matt, we'll start this off with you, Matt. Now, you've been you had been preparing for a shitbox rally by acquiring was it like a Ford Laser?
Was it like a
1992 Ford Laser?
1992 Ford Laser, and we had a bit of the old Wacky Racers in terms of the inspiration for that. So, did you do your best Dick Dastardly impression as you were preparing for the shitbox rally?
I did my best Dick Dastardly impression for sure. I don't know who Dirk Dastardly is.
He's the polite version.
He's the polite. He's evil, brother. He's pretty evil.
So we don't get canned for too many expletives.
We sure did.
Yeah. So for those who aren't familiar with what the shitbox rally is, just give us a brief overview. I know we spoke to you originally back before your journey, but give us the sort of the Cliff Notes version of what we're actually talking about today.
Okay. Quick version is it is a council to council rally that drives around Australia raising money for council to council. You do it in a car that costs less than $1,500. You're driving on some of the toughest roads this country has to offer, all in the name of raising money.
Perfect. And so, and part of this 1,500, does that include the customization of your car? We've mentioned our friend Dick Dastardly and Muttley. That was all part of that budget?
No, so you get $1,500 for anything mechanical. So purchasing your car, any work, any mechanical stuff is that. Any customization you want to do, safety stuff, so like your rego, your CTP, seat belts, tires, that is not included. Like you can spend that on top if you wish.
Sure.
But you still have to have that money to spend. So we were very much, we don't want to spend any more than $1,500. We bought the Ford Laser. It cost us $1,400. It had an entire year's rego on it, so we didn't have to do anything except for buy one more spare tire.
Nice. Beautiful. Now there was a bit of talk about tennis balls last episode. What was going on with tennis balls? We saw you doing some regular updates on the old social media around some mechanical issues you might have had along the way. What's that? Where do tennis balls fit into this?
Bush Mechanics 101.
Oh wow! Okay, so it's a real thing.
Yeah. When your suspension goes, tennis balls are your friend. So essentially, you jack up your car so your springs are not compressed, and you just shove as many tennis balls as you can in the springs, lower your car down, and then you now have wonderful tennis ball air suspension.
And how many tennis balls are we talking? We talking over a dozen, or what sort of the ratio to car? Is there a whole car just driving around with tennis balls? Like,
is the Australian Open in danger? That's what I want to know.
Towards the end, we had tennis balls in all four shocks. But the first time we did it, we only had 7 in each, and there was still a lot of play, a lot of noise. And I think we ended up shoving about 15 in each shock over the course of the duration. And then once we got towards the end, our front shocks went as well, and we had to put more inside the front. So we definitely had at least 50 to 60 tennis balls. I think we went through.
And this is all because it's all dirt roads and not, maintained. And
Not
things
sealed
like that.
highways or anything like that. Yeah.
Tell you what, we'll get to it when I give you a quick rundown of the days when the first one happened, because it's not kind of where you would think it would happen.
Okay.
I've got to ask, Matt, did you have foreknowledge that you needed tennis balls, or have you virtually cleaned out rural Australia of tennis balls?
We didn't know. We made friends with a group down in Canberra on the opening day. They weren't in our buddy group; they were in a different one, and their car was called Tennis Ball, and they were dressed up as tennis players, and they had all these half tennis balls glued all over the car. And when it became apparent that we needed them, I'm like, I know who's going to have tennis balls. So I went off to go find them. I'm like, do you have any tennis balls? And like, yeah, we've got 15. So we got them, we put them in, and then took it for a drive and realized it fixed the issue. And then it was a case of trying to acquire more over the course of the trip.
So just for those who don't know the sort of route that you guys were taking, give us a bit of a rundown and maybe throw in some distances if you've got them for our international viewers. Whereabouts are you driving to in Australia? We've got a bit of a map up here, but talk us through roughly where you were travelling.
So originally the route was supposed to be from Canberra down in the ACT and finishing up in Townsville up in Queensland, which is like far north Queensland. And we were supposed to drive out to Silverton and then cross over into South Australia, up the Birdsville track, and then over to Hughenden and back into Townsville. But earlier this year, Queensland copped a lot of rain, and all that beautiful, dry, arid country is now lush and full of water everywhere. So literally like a week before we were supposed to go, they had to reroute us all. And the first part was the same. We went out to Silverton, and then we instead of going into Murray, went to Burke, and then from Burke up into Queensland, into Mitchell to a place called Barcaldine, and then Barcaldine up to Hughenden, and then Hughenden to Townsville. Now, we were driving between 450 and 700 kilometers a day.
Wow, that's full on.
Depending on where we were going, and some of those days were like 400 k's on unsealed roads. And
wow,
I kid you not, some of them were the worst roads I've ever seen.
What sort of how fast can you go? Like, okay, you're traveling that distance, but you're not doing 100 k's.
So for what one, our car, it could get to 110. It wasn't quick to get there, but it could get to 110. I think every now and then we may have pushed to 120 in some places, but on the unsealed roads, they actually tell you want to be driving 80 to 90 k's an hour because you bounce over the corrugation.
Yep.
If you're going slower, you're feeling every single vibration and shudder. So, the aim is to go as fast as you can go over them. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. A lot of traffic and things like that. So,
could you always see
50 cars?
Yeah, could you always see cars in front and behind, or was it a bit of a every man for themselves?
So we travelled in a group. So there was 33 groups, and there was 6 cars in a group. We were the last group 33, and we generally were the 5th car back in the group. So there was a car behind us, and then the rest of the cars were in front. Because we were a bit slower, a lot of the other cars kind of had zoomed off, and we only ever really caught them up when we just stopped to go to the pub or when you got into camp and stuff at the end of the day. So, yeah, and nighttime was good because you could see, especially on the off-road, you could see the lights, and it kind of helped you when it was like black and the dust was just like so thick and just didn't settle. So you couldn't see anything. It was like driving through really thick fog.
Wow.
And you needed the lights on the car in front of you so you could see where you were going.
Jeez.
Yeah. Any concerns of wildlife, kangaroos and things and such, or?
We saw an emu.
You saw one emu.
One emu in like...
I see 10 every time I go out on my trips.
Well, we're in a different part of the country. Maybe
Fair enough.
Not as many. Cows, actually. Cows was the main thing we saw.
That I don't
Jesus.
see, except in paddocks and stuff. But
Yeah, just like literally, just you're doing 80, 90 k's on the road, and then there's a herd of cows that just cross in front of you, and you have to slam your brakes on.
yeah, full on.
Jeez.
Good
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Now you've so just on the map here. So you're going through. Yeah, Canberra is the starting point, which is the
Yep.
nation's capital, through Hay and into Silverton. Silverton, known for the filming of Mad Max, and Mad Max 2. Did you get any sort of inspired by any road warrior antics as you sort of went through Silverton? Did you sort of?
Well, tell you what, I'll go through my little picture presentation because
Okay.
I've got some pictures of the Silverton Hotel, and we wanted to go to the Mad Max Museum, but it didn't open when by the time we had to leave in the morning, so
Right.
we didn't get to go. But we were literally right next to it, and we went to the Silverton Hotel, which is pretty cool, outback pub, which was nice to go and see. So day 0, -1. So we had to drive. I live on the Central Coast, and we had to be down in Canberra. It's a 4-hour drive, 3.5, 4-hour drive normally. Where I live, and I get onto the motorway, there was a big accident. So in this picture you're seeing here, all that stuff on the side of the road, little tiny shards of razor sharp metal.
Yep.
There was a container truck that had dropped its load for 30 kilometers, literally starting right where I would get on the motorway, all the way down to Mount White. So literally all the way through the Central Coast, all the way like halfway down to Sydney, pretty much.
Jeez.
So you can see in the pictures there the back-to-back traffic. So we ended up having to go around to Mangrove Mountain, sort of take a big detour to come in to try and get onto the motorway further down. It took us 2 hours 45 minutes to what would normally be a 40-minute journey
Wow.
to get down just to sort of the top of Sydney.
That's a great start.
So it was a great start to the day because we were actually supposed to go into Sydney to go and see one of my sponsors to get some more stickers and stuff put on the car. But because of this delay, we couldn't, because it was a big detour, we couldn't do it. So we just had to keep on motoring down to Canberra, and our first stop was down at Goulburn, and we got a picture of the car in front of the giant sheep down there.
Is that a merino? Giant merino?
Yeah. So right where that is, they do some really good pies. So it's one of those. It's halfway between Sydney and Canberra, so it's one of those places that you always stop when you're driving down that way. And then we continued down to Canberra, and we got there, did the check-in registration thing, and get all the stickers and stuff for the car, and meet all the people from the team, and then went to the pub and had a drink, and then got up ready for day one.
Just looking at the car here, Matt. So Ford Laser, it's a sedan style, painted purple. What have you got there? You got a spoiler. What's that? And then like a fin at the top. What's that made out of?
So
Tennis balls.
this spoiler.
You wish you'd used tennis balls.
Yeah, the spoiler on the back of the car was a not sponsored Temu special. I think it cost me $70 delivered from Temu. This blown, molded, giant, obnoxious spoiler, which I painted gold. And we bolted that onto the boot, and it was kind of supposed to be, like the rockets on the back of the Mean Machine.
Yeah.
And then the spoiler on the roof, we made that out of wood. We spray painted it gold, and we screwed it into the roof, and then sealed it all up with glue.
Nice.
And painted it up, and that was the Mean Machine. Like we did it on a budget. I think we spent, I don't know, $100 or something. We've probably spent most on paint, just rattle cans. And then we bought the costumes. I was Dick Dastardly, and my friend Chris was Muttley. And so we got there in the day and wore the costumes and drove for the first day dressed as Dastardly and Muttley.
I'm noticing here there's a group shot, and you are the only two dressed up.
Yeah. Now we definitely, like in hindsight, when we were talking to the group at the end of the race, they were all like, "Yeah, we wish we put a bit more thought into the theming of the car," because they literally all just had cars and they put the shipbox stickers on them, and that was it.
Right.
None of them did the dress up or the theming. there was a lot of other groups that were doing other things. There was one group where the car they made to look like Thomas the Tank Engine, and they were dressed as train drivers. There was another group that dressed their car up to look like the Claw from Toy Story, and they wore Woody and the girl
Jessie.
They were dressed up as them for the duration. Cool. There was some people dressed as Bogans, so there was a lot of really cool.
Are you sure they were dressed as Bogans?
In disguise.
They had wonderful mullets. They had flanos. They had they were pushing around a shopping trolley. They were definitely doing it as Bogans.
Right.
Yeah, but that was good. It was good. So yeah, for day one was Canberra to Hay, which I think was about 500 kilometers or something like that. All tarmac road, so it was a nice
gentle start.
Nice easy drive. We did, however, have our first problem. I think we were probably halfway. Chris was driving, and our other buddy group had pulled off to the side of the road, so we had to pull over. And they pulled over just after a roundabout, so it was a really annoying place to park. So we had to pull right over and over to the rocky area, and a rock has come up and hit the bottom of the car. Anyway, we drove off, and then I don't know, another 150 k's or something. We pull out, we stop, change drivers. I get in and I put my foot on the brake. I'm like, hang on a minute, the brake wasn't like this when I first drove the car. And then the brake light wouldn't go off, and I'm like, oh, what have we done here? And anyway, we just had to drive, and I had to leave a really, really big gap because literally you push the brake and the brake pedal went all the way down to the floor. And we got to the end. And we pulled over for fuel, and we said to our mechanics in the team, I'm like, can you just have a look at the car, because we don't have brakes. And they looked at the back, and they're like, you've got a crack in your brake line between the rear passenger wheel and where it goes from a metal line to the rubber had cracked because it was original brake lines. So we got into camp. We went to what they call triage, which is where the broken cars go, and they have people that will just come and help fix cars and things. So basically the people there were like, unless you've got a spare brake hose, the only thing we can do is disconnect it and block it up, so you still have the pressure in your system. So because of where the crack was, it was right on that metal joint. They had to remove it from the wheel, flip it round 180, connect it back to the metal pipe, and then put a screw in it, and then cable tied it, and then lucky taped it all up. So the system still had pressure. When we stopped at the petrol station, we bought some brake fluid, topped it up, got pressure back in the system, and we then drove the next 7 days with only having 3 brakes.
Okay.
So that was good.
And this is day one. This is going well.
So you reckon it was that rock that ripped through the brake line?
Yeah, 100%. Because it was on that side when we did it, and that was also the side that we had all the spare fuel and stuff. So it would have been a little bit lower at the back, and that's 100% what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, we fixed that, and then day 2 was Hay to Silverton, and that was the first dress up day where everybody has to dress in a costume, and the theme was farmyard. So there was all sorts of animals. There was cows, chickens, farmers, people as horses. There was like everything. So Chris and I went as cows and chickens.
Do not tell my son about this, otherwise I'm going to end up doing a shitbox rally, because he would look at this and go, I love dressing as farms, as cows and chickens. We've got a lovely image here of the two of you. You're dressed in the lovely cow costume. We've got a big chicken there. And then a shot of all you boys down the pub. This is this sounds like a good couple of days away. If I'm a little bit honest.
You know like I don't like camping. I've never liked camping. It was actually really fun. Like we had I had my swag, had a stretcher bed to keep me off the floor because I don't want to be sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
And it was actually okay. Like once you get used to the toileting and shower facilities and all that sort of stuff, and you just embrace what you're doing, it was actually really good fun.
Nice.
But this day was actually great. Like that onesie was super warm, and Hay was bloody cold.
Yeah.
Like it was really, really like 3 or 4 degrees or something in the morning.
Yeah.
and I was wearing, I just wear shorts all the time, so it was pretty cold. So it was nice to have a nice warm onesie. This day was very, very uneventful for us, which was great. We got to the end. We had a few bits of unsealed road, a few bits of sealed. No problems. We got to Silverton and we went to the Silverton Hotel. As you see there, we had some beers, had some dinner, bought some Silverton merch. The wife was like, "I want a T-shirt from a small outback pub somewhere," and I liked my beer brewery T-shirts. So I'm wearing one now. So yeah, bought a Silverton one, and it was a nice day. That one was pretty uneventful. And then the next morning we got up and we left Silverton and went to Burke. So this is where we took some pictures of the Mad Max Museum sign, and we stopped and got pictures of the car in front of the Silverton sign when you leave. Drove through Broken Hill and saw the mines and stuff, which was really cool. And then we drove to Burke. Now coming out of Broken Hill, there's lots of dips on the motorway. It's very sort of bouncy. And we were driving along the road and we'd gone over a big dip. And then we started hearing all this rattling in the back of the car. And we're like, what is that noise? And I'm looking at, because I wasn't driving at the time. I looked around. I'm like, what is it? And I could see something moving. And I just figured it was like the camp chair that was just dislodged and was rattling against the frame. And anyway, we were driving for, an hour. And one of the other teams wanted to get a coffee. So we pulled over and I thought, okay, I'm going to go move that chair around. I opened up the boot and the rear speaker was in the middle of the boot. And I'm like, why is the speaker there? And I looked over, and as you can see in that picture, that black shaft, that's the rear shock absorber.
Oh, no.
It's just popped up.
It had come through the car and was hitting the chair that was over the top of it. So we were like, what do we do? Like, because we had no idea. So we just had to keep driving. And we were driving on the road, and then it started squeaking. The metal of the shaft and the metal of the ring was rubbing, and it was like a high pitched, like all the way. And then every bump, it was going up and it was hitting the metal seatbelt buckle in the rear seat. So it was metal on metal smashing, and then a high pitched squeal. It was the most uncomfortable you can be in a car, and we still had 600 k's to drive. Like, it was ridiculous, and we were on tarmac. And then this was then our first part of the day where we had off-road, unsealed roads, and oh my god, the road was so bad. We turned onto this road, and we kept getting it told, you need to drive at 80 k's an hour, you need to drive at 80. But because nobody had sort of spaced out, and because we were one of the last groups to leave every day, we come up to congestion. So you were doing it like 30 or 40 k's an hour on this gravel, and it wasn't even gravel. It was like literally like corrugations in the road. And we were on there for 30 seconds. Other shock went. So we now lost both our shocks that were like this. So we had no stability at the back. We had 2 lots of metal on metal things, 2 lots of squeaking. It was an interesting drive to get to Burke. Like, let me tell you, it was not fun. Because like, I don't know if you've ever driven a car that doesn't have rear shocks, but you lose all your stability in the back, and it just like goes like it fishtails. And then on top of that, we only had one brake. So like when you're going around corners and you're coming up to cattle grids, I had to make sure that we slowed down before the corner so we weren't breaking into a corner, because if we broke too hard in a corner, we would have just spun the back out.
You got nothing. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, we got. This is where we got to Burke. We took the car to triage, and we were like, "What are we going to do?" And we'd stopped at a pub earlier in the day, and we heard about this tennis ball thing. So this is when I went and found the tennis ball team, and they gave us 15 tennis balls. So we put 7 in each rear shock, and then we went for a drive. And like,
how to hit a tennis with the 15th?
Yeah, perfect.
It's like this is fixed it. This is fixed it. And we're like, all right, tomorrow before we head off on the next journey, we just need to go find a shop, buy some more tennis balls. I don't know if you've been to Burke, but there fucking ain't anything there.
Don't we have that old saying here in Australia, out at the back of Burke? Meaning
Burke.
basically there's nothing out there.
Pretty much.
Yeah, there's literally nothing there. But there was an IGA. So we went to the IGA. A bunch of people wanted to get ice and water and whatever. So we stopped there. I was looking for tennis balls. Couldn't find any. Asked the lady, oh, we don't have any. But then I went to the pet section and they have all the pet tennis balls. So
Which should probably be better because they're harder and
harder.
they don't bounce. So yeah,
They're a little bit smaller, but I think I bought 15 of them. Bought them all, and then we jacked the car up in the IGA car park, shoved them all in, and we were good. Like it was good for the good for the rest of the day, which was pretty good. And then we got to, where did we go? We were going to Mitchell. So this was quite a nice day. There was some beautiful sealed roads with just like flat everywhere, just flat and grass. Like it was like you look around and it's like there's just nothing here.
Yeah.
Like it was insane.
Miles of nothing.
Yeah. And then we had a bit more unsealed again, where this time they spaced us out. So we got to the thing and they literally held us in like a holding bay and were like, right, you can go now. And they're like, right, when that car gets to that bit, you can go. You need to keep this spacing. So that was pretty good. We got to keep their 80 k's an hour and we just went over everything quite nicely. Then, where were we? We weren't that far from Mitchell. It was starting to get dark. I was driving the car and the road was really quite rough. And I'm driving along and all of a sudden the car's really leaning to a side. I'm like, is something not right? I'm like, Chris, look out the window, see if we've got a flat tire. And he's like, yeah. So I pulled over.
There's no
I don't know if you can
time.
see that picture.
Yeah.
But that tire is completely rooted. Like the sidewalls are off. The top had literally delaminated itself.
It's gone.
Like completely gone. But these were the tires that came with the car. Like we didn't buy any new tires, so no idea how old these tires are. So anyway, we got our spare that we bought specifically for the car and went down to the Ford specialist down in Sydney and said, this is the car we've got. We need a spare tire. We never test fitted it. We just put it in the car. Didn't fit. Didn't fit. So you're supposed to have 2 spare tires. We now had 1 because the stud pattern was slightly off. So anyway, we put the other spare tire on, got going, got to Mitchell. But I don't know if you see that picture just down in the left. That was what it was like driving at night time.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was just
you can't see anything.
Nothing.
No, like if you couldn't see the brake lights of the car in front, you were like, I don't know where I'm going. I can't see. So you wanted to get closer just to have that sort of comfort that there's a car there and you've not missed the turning, you've not done anything. But literally, I think it was the group in front of us, one of the cars that was leading their group missed the cattle grid and he drove his car straight into the side of the cattle grid and split the car in half.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like car was dead, like completely split it in 2.
Oh man.
So that was fun.
This is like, I imagine there's a whole bunch of like safety protocols, like you mentioned about mechanics and stuff, because this is sounding more like Mad Max than I guess we perhaps originally intended. Like this is, it's nuts.
Yeah, like these roads, you would take a 4-wheel drive on them.
Yeah.
You don't take, like our car was 33 years old.
Yeah, not a little Ford Laser. Wow.
It's not designed for it. But anyway, the next day, actually I put the picture in the wrong group here. I was telling you about the squeak from the rear shocks.
Yeah.
So when we put the tennis balls in to help with the noise, I brought a whole bunch of microfiber cloths from Bunnings and I wrapped the end of the head in, licky taped it up. So when it was hitting, it wasn't metal on metal. But we also when we bought the tennis balls, we went and bought a jar of Vaseline and we lubed up the shaft every day at the back. so it didn't make the squeaky noises because it was like it gave you a headache.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, driving that.
So
many.
it was like, so we just literally lube it up and we were good to go for the day. So there's a picture of Chris there lubing up the shaft, which was fun. And then
There's some jokes in there, but we'll move on.
This day as well, we had started to lose the tennis balls. Like they had either been compressed and split open, or they'd fallen out. Like some of our group behind us were like, yeah, they've been there. You can see a tennis ball.
Now you're the tennis ball team.
Yeah. So anyway, we stopped at this small hotel because all the rest of our group had got there before us and went and had a beer. And we'd popped a tire. No, did we pop a tire? No, I wanted to go get some more tennis balls, and there was a little Food Works thing, and they only had squeaky dog tennis balls. So I'm like, that's all they got. So I bought 8 of them, and then put 4 in each side, and lowered the car down. And then as I was lowering it down, I noticed all this liquid on the floor, and I put my hand in it, and I was like, we're leaking fuel. We punctured the fuel tank.
No, what?
But thankfully, but as part of the kit we bought some stuff called tank weld, which is like just a putty that you get, you mix it and you shove it in, and it makes a seal. So we managed to find the leak and plug the leak up with this putty, and it worked fine. And then when we set off, every time we went over a bump, we were getting from all the dog squeaky balls. So that was quite amusing, and it gave us something to laugh about that day.
I mean, it's on brand. At least it's similar to the Muttley's kind of laugh. It's that real high pitched sort of dog thing. So that's
exactly
in keeping with the theme. I feel, mate. Listen, just just in terms of the overall journey, give us do you have a rough kilometers that you would have driven from end to end?
Look, if you average say 600 k's a day and it was 8 days.
Wow.
Where's the accountant? What's 600 times 8?
Too tired to. 4,800.
But it was a lot.
48.
Yeah, it was a lot of Ks. Like, it was one of those things where I'm like, this is a big country, and coming from a small country, you don't realize how big this place is. Like, it's huge.
So
we didn't go the most logical way to get to places. We were going stupid ways, but yeah, it was pretty big.
Deliberate back roads.
Pretty big.
So for those playing at home, 4,800 kilometres, for those who don't speak metric system.
3,000 miles?
Yeah, pretty close to 3,000 miles of travelling from one side of the country to the other. That is incredible, and all in the name of raising money for cancer research is all the more incredible. Busted tires, tennis balls, absolutely insane, mate. 8 days. What did you? Oof, that's.
We listened to music.
Yep.
Ate a lot of beef jerky. Talked a lot. That sort of stuff.
Yep.
You complained about each other's driving. Usual stuff. There was one road that we were driving on that we literally had an oh shit moment. We were about to crash. We came over this crest of a hill. Obviously, the back end was gone at this point. And it was a road where they'd been grading, so there was all these piles of gravel on either side, but then there was these 2 massive potholes that were almost made like a chicane. And Chris was driving at this point. He literally had to swerve and the back end of the car just went, and it was literally hold on, and oh my god, we're literally about to crash into the wall. And then it just grabbed and went, but the heart was going. And it's one of those moments you're like, you know what? It's actually what we're doing is a little bit dangerous, and it kind of, it kind of makes you appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah.
But when we were driving to Hewenden from Barcaldine, we were going towards Longreach, which is the home of Qantas for anybody that wants to know.
Yeah.
We were driving on the road about 110 k's an hour, and the back end just kept fishtailing, and we were like, we need more tennis balls, and we'd not been able to find any for a day or so. And Longreach was probably the biggest town we had stopped in. So I'm like, okay, Longreach, where can I buy tennis balls? Oh, there's a tennis centre here. So I called it the tennis centre. And I'm like, do you have any old tennis balls that we can borrow? And the one was like, what, do you want to come and have a hit? And I'm like,
no,
not exactly.
No. Explain to her what we're doing. She's like, yeah, we've got heaps of them. Come and take them. So we went to the Longreach Tennis Centre. She literally brought out a recycling box. She lifted it up to carry down the stairs. all the tennis balls went all over the floor. The box had just given way. So we got hundreds of tennis balls. We literally shoved the back in everywhere. We shoved the front. We had a whole big bag spare. So we were good
You were
for tennis
set.
balls that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Beautiful.
We shredded another tire. This tire here, we completely delaminated it around the thing, and we were looking at the date on it. The tire was from 1973.
What?
It was older than the car, and we didn't know because it was what came as the spare tire when we bought the car. And it was obviously just one they just chucked on. But 1973, and like it got abused over some pretty bad roads. So we're not surprised that it ended up breaking.
Amazed it lasted that long.
But oh, absolutely. But thankfully, they have this thing called air support, which is basically a guy with a big ute and a trailer full of tires.
Right.
And when you get to where you're going, you take your pop wheel over, and he'll change it. It's like $50, and he gives you a new tire. Yeah. So we went to him a few times, which was good. But we stopped at some great lookouts, and got to see some beautiful sunrises and sunsets, and like it was. Get to see parts of this country that you don't normally get to see, which was one of the main reasons for wanting to do the trip, was just getting to see something, and just experiencing stuff that I'm never going to go to again.
Yeah. And what was it like crossing that finishing line to just like go, you've had these near death moments, so there's tennis balls going everywhere, a lack of brakes and a lack of suspension, to finally like tick over the line would have been a moment.
Yeah, it was good. Like we got to all go over as a team, got to drive, and it was like the car made it.
Yep.
And Chris and I made it without our wives thought we were going to kill each other. So, we made it. Our friendship is still intact. The car made it. And like, it was fun to drive. And, because Chris's dad has done this in the past. And it's like, you're going to fall in love with the car. You're going to want to keep the car.
Yeah.
And like, we ain't keeping the car. Like, I've got to get back to Sydney for work. You've got to get back for work. There's no way. And we're not spending any more money. And this car's been sat on my driveway for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months.
I was going to ask
on my driveway anymore.
No love for the car.
I was going to ask what happened to the old purple mean machine. Is it destined? It's gone to the scrap yard, or?
So when you get to the end, there's an auction. So because it's all about raising money for the Cancer Council, if you want to keep your car, you have to pay $250 to the charity. If you don't want to keep it, it goes into an auction on the Saturday. So you do the auction, and then you have the after party. There wasn't that many cars in the auction. Excuse me. And we had the honor of getting the least amount of money out of all the cars. We got the least. So,
excellent.
We got $350 for it at the auction, which, to be honest, is more than we thought, because look, the shocks were through the back of the car. We tech screwed the fin into the roof. We obviously bolted that thing in the back. Whoever was going to buy it was going to buy it for parts, because the seatbelts would, like, to get it roadworthy again, because it gets sold without rego, would need a lot of money spending on it, especially with the damage that happened to the seatbelts and stuff. So it was bought for parts. So we were stoked to get.
You know who it was? It was probably the tennis center that bought it, so they could recoup the money on all those tennis balls they gave you. They're still being hit around as we speak. That's wonderful, mate.
No, it was good. We, as you can see in the picture, we lost a few hubcaps. We started off with 6. They were all nicely painted gold, and I think we finished with 2 over the course of the thing. And then then we had the after party and drinks, and then fly home and straight back to work at 7 a.m. on the Monday.
And you would have really appreciated, I think, driving your own car on the 100%. Nice sealed roads. You just didn't matter if you were stuck in traffic the next day. You're just like, this feels like heaven compared to some of the stuff you would have experienced on the road, mate. Mate, that is amazing and so good. Such a great cause. Great cause.
Yeah.
Well done, man. Is it a last question on this? Would you go again next year?
Well, it's 2 things to say just quickly. In the picture there, I don't know if you can see the booster rockets that we put on the back.
Yep.
They were flower pots and disposable pie plates. And my wife and Chris's wife were like, "What are you idiots doing? They're not going to survive this trip. Like, what? How is it going to work?" They all survived. Like, the car fell apart, but those flower pots and things, they made it. So
Brilliant.
no, so yeah, look, overall it was very successful. We raised $26,000.
Well done.
The Cancer
Amazing.
Council, which was great. So we're very, very proud that we managed to get that amount of money. I think we were the 14th highest in this particular rally.
Yeah. Cool.
Would I do it again? Yes, I'd like to do it at some point with my wife. Once the kids are a bit older and we can leave them, I'd like to go and do this with her. So it won't be for a few years because look, it does cost a bit of money. Like obviously you're raising money for the charity, but we pay for the car, we pay for this, we have to pay all the other fees that are associated.
There's
a bit involved. So yeah, it would definitely be a while before I do it again. And also, like if I wanted to raise anywhere near that amount of money, I've kind of used those begging opportunities for my industry for a while. So I need to wait a few years to sort of recoup those things,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Need to let it all reset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. Well
Good
done.
job. Well done. What an adventure.
So good.
But
mate.
thanks for getting behind us and supporting us and stuff and getting it out there. I really appreciate it.
Oh, wonderful,
Nah,
man. No,
he's
that's
done.
the very, very least we could do for such a great cause and a long-time supporter of us. So, yeah, good on you, man.
Beautiful, beautiful work. Well done, Matt. Heading over to our next segment, we're going to hit this button.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if they could become something more. To see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could.
It's my favourite button,
we
that
go.
one.
It's great.
It goes so hard.
It's the only reason we keep recycling this segment.
What's your favourite voiceover though? I've been meaning to ask you. Is it that one or is it the Vintage Toy Awards?
We don't talk about that one anymore.
yeah.
We don't do that one anymore for very good reason, because I'm a wanker.
All right, it is time for the team, and we are heading back into the universe of the Thundercats, the Silverhawks, and the Tigersharks. Last time we did the villains, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. Very challenging. Now it's time to have a look at the heroic element and build our heroic team, including a vehicle. What do we have as a part of our team? Well, we need a leader. We need a muscle man.
Yep.
We need a specialist. And a wheelman. All built around the idea of the A-Team, the 80s wonderful TV show.
And a vehicle for them to get around in.
They do. They need their black van with red piping.
And of course, the team comprising of Thundercats, Silverhawks, and Tigersharks. You've got the air, land, and the sea, very much like the Jurassic Rebirth movie itself. So, yeah, let's do it. All right, who's first? Leader.
Right, we're going to start with Trent. We'll go to Ben. We'll go to Frank, myself, and then we'll have Teale'o. You wrap us up with our fifth for each of these. So, a leader is our first category.
And also, you have to choose one from every
Yes.
one
Yeah,
from
gotta have
the
each
trilogy.
one.
Yeah,
One entry from each universe.
That's right. So that no one gets left out.
Well, Marco is not wearing any pants.
That's your takeaway from this?
Well, it's the starting point. I mean, what?
The Thundercats didn't wear any clothes when they
Yeah,
rocked up
episode
on,
one, they're all
that's
getting
right.
around a bit naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit disconcerting, but
It's just
lead-
it's a onesie, mate.
Is
The
it a
whole
onesie?
thing's a onesie.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. No, that's fine. Leader, it's an interesting one for leader because we've got Marco, Quicksilver, and Lino as your sort of key leaders, and then you've got other ones like Captain Stargazer, sort of from Silverhawks, who sort of is the captain of the team. I'm going to start off by saying I'm not going Lino because although he may look like a grown man, he is in fact has the mind of a 10-year-old boy.
Yes.
I don't really want to be taking orders from a 10-year-old.
No, he's
So-
immature.
It's the
would
whole
come in.
Tom Hanks big thing,
It
right?
is,
He's
yeah.
trapped in an adult's body, but he's just a little 10-year-old who doesn't have any idea on how how to lead a mission, how tactical advantage. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. And, like, I can't take Marco seriously without those pants. He needs to have something covering,
He's got a
covering
watch
his
on.
junk. Yeah, I know the watch. It's like, yeah, this part of my wrist. I know. It's like, so
Eyes up here, eyes on the wrist.
Yeah. So I'm going Quicksilver for this one. I think he's got an air of authority about him, and he's shiny.
Shiny.
He is very, very shiny.
Quicksilver.
Go the shiny.
So shiny.
All right, am I next?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to go for someone different. I'm going to go someone who has who's a bit of an older fellow. He's got 300 years of record keeping in the limbo in the Silverhawks series. He usually strays at Hawkhaven, giving the orders behind his desk. He is, of course, Commander Stargazer from the Silverhawks.
Is he 300 years old?
He 300 years. Yep,
Right.
yep. He's an old dude. So he's got a few things under his belt.
He's bald as well, isn't
That's
he?
right. That's right.
Cybernetic eye.
How old are you, Scotty?
Jeez.
He doesn't have a son.
I agree with Trent's assessment on Lion-O. But keeping within the Thundercats universe, I went with his mentor, who kind of is not a great driver, to be fair, but Jaga is the one for me. He's kind of what Lion-O is sort of striving to be and should grow up to be eventually. I wouldn't put him in charge of driving the ship because he doesn't do a great job of that. But
Is he a ghost?
no, this is we're going with a live
Okay.
Jaga, right?
And
So
the action figure Jaga is the non-dead version.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I don't think there wasn't a transparent
No,
ghost version in the original
not
line.
that
There
I
was the original figure, of course, but yeah, as a character and a leader, like you talk about years of experience. I don't know how old Thundercats tend to live versus Scott / Stargazer, but no, Jaga is the man for me. I just think he's got that presence about him, and I would happily take orders from him, even if he is in ghost form and kind of Yoda spiritualized, with the whole team.
Okay, cool. We've got some awesome choices straight up, boys. Some real diverse options, and I'm going to go a bit more diverse myself. Trent, thank you straight off the bat for saying Lion-O was a shit choice, because I was going to have a rant on that at the end of the episode if no one brought it up. I'm going to stay in the Thundercats realm. I think within the Thundercats, there is one standout guy who just brings it. And I'm going to go the bald fella, the Panthro himself. He's the leader of the team. Like, any situation comes up, you need a dependable go-to authority figure. He's my choice.
He's got a good deep voice, doesn't he?
He does.
My orders for today. Teale'o, what are you thinking?
In the words of Frank, copy paste. I'm following you, Trent. Exactly what you said.
Okay, that's
Wait, what?
Quicksilver.
Oh, Quicksilver.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm copy pasting Trent's answer. Exactly everything he said. Was what I was going to say.
Oh, beautiful.
there you go.
Okay,
Nice
so
one.
fair
Playing
enough.
on the
All right,
same
two for Quicksilver then.
All right.
Cool. What are we on to now, Scotty?
Muscle.
Time to flex your muscles, my man.
Yeah, muscle is an interesting one. Look, I think this is probably where Mako or Marco comes into his own. I think he's got. You look at any swimmer, right? You look at if you watch the Olympics and you look at a swimmer,
Chinese.
they're built, aren't they? And that may be natural, it may be supplement assisted, but and he can go through the water quite smoothly with that fin. So and he's timing himself too with his watch. So I'm giving it to Marco as the muscle. I think he's pretty ripped.
Yep.
And he looks pretty intimidating, doesn't he?
Yep. Great choice getting Tigersharks in there, but you got it wrong, Trent. I'm going with the dedicated Tigershark that is tough, that it has the, monoset of a tough guy, right? That's his subheading, tough guy. I'm choosing Lorca, who is actually like the
Half orca,
well, maybe he's
complete orca.
Yeah, maybe. He's like the field back, the quarterback of the Tiger Sharks. He is quite a bit wider and shoulder width and things than the other Tiger Sharks. And as I said, he's the tough guy of the crew. So
I can see that.
Yep.
Following on from the quarterback theme, look no further.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, exactly. Look no further than the Silverhawks. Steel Will. He's in a show where a lot of them are all very sleek and they've got those wonderful face masks. His helmet is literally a gridiron player's helmet. He's got the bar across his face. He's got that rounded head, and the man's a unit, right? Like, look. Yeah, everyone's Quicksilver, and he's this Steel Will is like 1.5 times his width and the shoulders and that sort of stuff. So Steel Will for me from oh my, what is that? Trent showing us a
That's Lorca. Look at it. Look at his face.
Yeah. So look, just show me that again. Show me that again.
He's got the body of Schwarzenegger and the face of like Flippy or something. What's that? That dolphin?
The face of Flipper, the
Flipper.
dolphin. Yeah,
Yeah.
a really friendly, like a
He's
body
so
that
happy.
could crush you, but just a face that just wants to like bop a ball up in the air. Like, what a wonderful combination.
The boys are looking at the LJN release figure of Lorca, and it's a treat. It truly is.
he looks better in cartoon mode than he does in
man.
toy, but yeah.
Well,
Oh wow.
Still Will. So Still Will.
Still will.
Yep.
From
Nah, good call.
Silverhawks, Yep.
Ben and Frank, we have definitely synced up for this period, boys, because I had Steel Wheel on the list, 100%.
Yep.
But then I thought, damn it, we've got that rule where we've got to have one from each universe.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I'm going to have to put him down. And Ben, you're dead right. I went with Lorca. Although now looking at the actual toy, because I didn't look at the toy before I made my choice.
Yeah.
Not so sure.
Lorca is my choice as our muscle, and rightfully so. I mean, he's a killer whale. I mean, does it get funkier than that?
Yeah, he's got a bit of shoulder width anyway.
Oh yeah, he's got the right physique.
Yeah.
I just can't take that head
No,
seriously.
the head's a bit questionable.
right.
All right, Matty Teale'o, round us out.
This one, this is where I went with the Thundercats. And I went for Panthro because he's the Thundercats muscle.
Yeah,
it's a good
yeah.
call.
There's a good one. He was definitely on my list as well, but seeking for a bit of variety. Yeah, Panthro. Panthro could fit into so many of these
I reckon
categories, right?
he's well.
As
Scotty
long
put
as
him
he's
in
the team
leader.
at the end. Doesn't matter where.
Yeah,
He,
exactly.
he could be in all of these categories.
Correct.
couldn't
That was
he?
it. I had
Yeah.
him down in 3 categories. At
Yeah,
one
I
point.
know. It's the try. Okay, so muscle. Okay, specialist.
This is the most interesting category because a specialist can be whatever you essentially want them to be. So, Trent, kick us off. Who is your specialist?
Yeah, look, I think you got to make a bit of room for some nimble cat action in here as well. And nothing better than having a few gadgets up your sleeve, maybe some smoke grenades.
Ooh.
So, and I think you just have to go with Wily Cat.
Ooh. Interesting.
Not where I thought you
No.
were.
No. All right. I'm going to go for the warrior that is not only the chief mechanic, but he's an engineer and a pilot.
Come
That
on.
is, of course, Panthro.
He's getting a vote in every category. I mean, MVP already, this guy. For specialist, I went with, and again, my knowledge is not super great when it comes to Tiger Sharks, but I went with Octavia.
She never had a toy.
Oh, really?
I don't think.
Okay,
No.
maybe I did. Is that the ruling? They've
I think it's the ruling.
It
They've
has,
got to
to, has
have
to have a
it
toy.
eventually.
Sorry.
We are called Toy Power Podcast, so let's try.
All right.
She was one of those characters that
All
was
right,
in
Panthro.
every episode of the cartoon.
How
Never
many?
had a toy.
Like, I'm literally looking at the characters now.
We
How
can
many
swing
of them
back to you if
actually
you
have?
want a minute.
Yeah, I need a bit of time for this one, to be completely honest. Over to you, Maddie. What did you have for your specialist?
Well, this is the one where I decided to use the Tiger Sharks as well, and I put in Lorca as well. Despite the fact he looks ridiculous, this is the thing I read was that he was he repairs and builds machines. He is the strongest, but he's like a jack of all trades type of character. Is what I read on the old Tinterwebs, so I went with Lorca.
Yep. Nice. All right. I've done a whole 30 seconds worth of research there while you were talking, Matt. I'm going to go circle back around to Tiger Sharks. And I'm going to go with Doc Walro because what do you want more than someone who's a big, beefy unit who looks like a walrus on the side? But he kind of fits that sort of Panthro mold. He's the guy who invented the fish tank itself, which is where the Tiger Sharks sort of draw all their abilities and stuff from. And he's kind of also a bit of a pseudo-scientist. He's the most knowledgeable of the team when it comes to various bodies of water. So if you want to know the difference between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, Doc Walro is your man. And so therefore, my specialist.
Would he know about creeks or rivers running through Morialta Falls where someone goes searching for his platypus that fell into it?
That was very specific, and I don't think Ben picked up on what you were putting down.
Whatsoever.
Oh, it's just a shake of the head. He's not happy with that.
He would have been handy to find him back then.
Yep.
Specialist. Well, for me, a specialist needs to be someone who can be nimble, get around unseen, trained in various weapons and sort of ideologies, and maybe his skin is designed to be camouflaged and blending into the environment.
I'm feeling Thundercats.
I'm feeling a little bit tigerish.
Oh, there we go.
I picked Tigra.
Okay.
For the specialist. I understand he has invisibility as one of his stealthy sort of attributes, and just naturally he blends into the environment with his orange and black
Camo.
Yeah. Yes. That's
Agreed.
the idea behind tigers. They are camouflaged with their orange and their black to blend into the environment.
Good job.
Blend into the green and black jungle with your orange and black stripes.
Yes, and you
Perfect.
blend into the thunder lair or the cat's lair in the mechanical background. Invisible. All right, it's time for the wheelman. Who is driving us, flying us, or submarining us around town?
Well, this is where, we're going to get 4 from 4 here. I thought Panthro was the Thundercat specialist when it comes to driving and repairing the tanks. So I think it's unanimous that we're going to have Panthro in here. Just what category we put him in is the question. I had him down for wheelman.
Nice. Good call.
Benno?
I'm going to go for the one that is considered to be the best pilots in the solar system. It's got a cyborg bird companion 9 sideman.
Okay.
And that is, of course, Colonial Bluegrass from the Silverhawks.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
it. That's it.
Yeah, no, that is a great shout. Look, cut, copy, paste Trent. To be honest, Panthro. When I went wheelman, that's the only place I could go. Right? You know, he's a cat, so he's an expert in tennis balls, which we've established is a really good way to fix whatever you need to get around Third Earth. He's just Panthro is the Swiss Army knife of today's episode, 100%.
Well, Panthro's too busy leading my team to be driving everyone around. That's fair. And there's no Ubers on Thundera. So, Ben, you're spot on. We're going to go with the blues man himself, Bluegrass, and his guitar is the way we're going.
That's it.
Beautiful.
Matty Teale'o?
Bluegrass for me as well.
Nice.
3
Bluegrass
Bluegrass.
Cowboys
And you
with
were
the
thinking
guitar,
it's 4 from
and he
4.
pilots the Mirage.
5 from 5. Or whatever.
Okay. Beautiful. Vehicle time. I think it's down to 2 vehicles, really, isn't it? It's the Mirage.
We're talking ones that toy. Was there ever a Tiger Sharks vehicle
Never
of any
released.
sort?
No, there was one in pre-production, but it never released.
Look, I think it's between the Mirage and Thunder Tank, and as cool as the Mirage is and how much I love that as a space vehicle, I think it's brilliant. Thunder Tank is your way to get in and out of a sticky situation. If you need to bust through a wall, you can bust through a wall. You can basically eat the wall. It's cool looking. It's tough. It's going to fit everyone in there. Thunder Tank all the way.
How many figures? How many vintage figures can you legitimately fit into the toy version of the Thunder Tank?
2.
All right.
One in the cockpit, one in the missile.
Fantastic. How many figures can you fit in the Mirage? You can fit 5. You can then include the Sideman for the Bluegrass character that is obviously going to be the Wheelman. I just, I rest. I've picked it. I've picked the whole...
He's dropped it. He's out. He's not even here anymore. He's gone.
And it detaches so they can go on 5 different missions if they want.
Yes.
It's remarkable. You know, who wants to drive on land when you can fly?
I mean, look, I agree with Trent that when you talk about these lines and you talk iconic vehicles, you go to the Thunder Tank straight away. But if we're centering it around the team and you want to get 4 characters around, it's got to be the Mirage. It's literally designed for 4 to 5 characters. I have memories of drawing this Mirage as a kid because it's just got that super ridiculous sort of arc and, everything ends in a really sharp point and then it goes back the other way at a crazy angle. Mirage, hands down.
Mirage.
Damn it, you swaying my decision.
You had Thunder Tank, didn't you?
I've definitely got Thunder Tank down because it's just utterly iconic. And look, I don't want to leave the Tiger Sharks and the Silverhawks out, so I'm going to build in a little Avery and a fish tank to accommodate them. But I mean, come on, man! Like, it's a Thunder Tank. Super 7 haven't made a copy of the Mirage to add more clutter into Trent's toy room, have they?
Hey, early days. They're only up to wave 3. Anything can happen. Brian's listening.
Yep.
All right, Matt. You're going to split the decision here.
There's
Where are we going?
There's no love for the Thunderclaw or the Hovercat.
Nah.
No, it's Thunder Tank, hands down. Thunder Tank. Yeah, 100% the Thunder Tank. That was first thing that went down on my list.
Yeah. Very cool.
All right. Okay. I think the first.
Panthro is in there.
Yeah, I think I think the first thing is to get Panthro into.
Dude, where's Panthro going?
Which category? He can go into
that's
all
what
of them.
everyone wants to know.
I'm surprised he didn't get a call out for vehicle. Just right on Panthro. He's so good.
Just hold on to his spikes.
I am the vehicle.
Yeah. Where do we think he fits best?
I don't think he's a leader.
Muscle.
Muscle. Yeah, he definitely muscle.
Muscle or wheelman?
Muscle specialist or wheelman. Those 3.
So he drove the Thunder Tank. Was that correct?
Yes, he
Traditionally,
was
the driver.
The Thunder Tank goes out. Panthro's in the driver's seat. So,
but he was also the mechanic and stuff like that. He was,
he was the Donatello, MacGuffin when they needed something fixed. He was repairing stuff back at the base.
I think he's muscle or wheelman. If we put him, who's our backup wheelman?
Bluegrass.
Okay, well that works. So
Bluegrass is more specialist in terms of he didn't go out and fight. He just piloted. That was his thing. Whereas Panther, as we've said,
That's
is
the very definition of a wheelman.
Yeah.
Just piloting.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I'm defeating my own
Thank you.
vote. I get that, but I'm speaking it out loud, right? We've just established Panthro is the gun, is the goat who can do it all. So I think there's still room for Panthro in other categories. So I'm happy to go Bluegrass as the wheelman.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Then would we put him in muscle? Or we have what happens to our
Well, we need a Tiger Shark in there.
we need a Tiger Shark. And is that Flipper? is he best suited in muscle?
Luca, wasn't it?
Lorca?
Lorca. Yeah.
Lorca.
We had 2 Lorcas under muscle.
Yeah.
That hangs out Panthro as the muscle.
Well, who else is specialist then?
Well, that's Panthro.
Specialist is
or
Panthro.
Wily Cat, or Doc Waro, or Lorca, or Tigra were your specialist choices.
I think
You can't leave Panthro out after all this. He's got to
Panthro
Panthro
has
has
to
to
go
be in. I think Panthro's the specialist, and then Lorca can go in muscle, and then we work out the leader and the vehicle.
I mean, the weird thing is that we've just said Panthro can do anything, right? Now, by definition, a specialist is a specialist in a particular area. If Panthro can do all of it,
Is he
a specialist?
Because what he can't do right now is get a spot on the team.
I'm putting him in the vehicle category.
You want him as the wheelman?
No.
You want him as
actual vehicle. The Panthro vehicle.
All right, let's tackle the leader. Okay, so we had a couple of votes for Quicksilver. Solid choice. Commander Stargazer excellent because he does what a leader essentially does. He stands back and commands the team. That's
He
a
sits
solid
behind a
choice.
desk
Probably the
and
most.
gives directions. Yeah.
My choice of Panthro, we'll put it off the table. That's cool. And Jaga was the other option that we had on the table as well.
Okay, so which ones have we got confirmed? As far as getting one from each universe, what have we got locked in?
So we have
Lorca for
We've
muscle.
got Lorca as the muscle.
Okay, so that's a Tiger Shark
And-
taken care of.
Bluegrass for Wheelman.
Okay,
So
so
that's, Silverhawk.
we need at least one more Thundercat or one Thundercat, and we can.
So we,
Panthro's got to be the specialist.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning. I know. I feel like we've established Panthro can do it all. Is that by definition a specialist? That's the bit I'm grappling with.
Well, if you put Panthro in and then put Quicksilver in, then you've just chosen my entire team, and I was right.
So we're not doing that.
Yeah, you're right. Panthro sort of becomes more of a generic
Generalist. He's not a specialist.
generalist. That's
He's
right.
the opposite.
Yeah.
Or do we just put Tiger in the specialist category?
And Panthro not get in. Ooh.
Nah,
controversial.
He
How
has
can you
to
not
be.
get in after everybody voted for him?
Well, what are we choosing for vehicle? Because that could decide the wheelman. Because obviously Panthro
Okay,
is
so
going to be
potentially.
better.
The vehicle was kind of split. Oh no, the vehicle was like 3-2, wasn't it? The Thunder Tank, right?
I reckon.
If we
Well,
go
I-
purely on the votes.
Iconic or practical for the whole team.
yeah.
Well, the Mirage isn't really practical for the Thundercats because they're different scales. You can't get them in there. It's all about the toys, remember? It's all about the toys.
This is all very hypothetical.
It's a little bit of mass shifting, you know, like Transformers, you know, Megatron transforms into a gun.
It's all right. If we go the Mirage, we'll put a kitty litty box in there for the Thundercats. That'll be cool. All right. I think the Mirage is, as much as I didn't pick it, I think it's probably the smarter option because we've got space, we've got air, and I'm sure it's designed to do low-level reconnaissance as well. And it's going to get you around a hell of a lot faster than what the Thunder Tank will.
Okay.
Oof, okay.
It's still
And if you want to be picky, you can just put the Thunder Tank in the cargo barrier or cargo loader or whatever.
load
it is,
it
and fly
in
around
the
with
back
you.
of the Mirage,
Yeah.
and you got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's like a
perfect.
turducken. You can
Let's
stack
do
it beside of each
the
other.
old El Paso girl and have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What are we calling?
So where did we get to?
We were choosing between Mirage or Thunder Tank.
Well, I think if we do Panthro as the wheelman, then we can have the Thunder Tank as the vehicle, and that locks in Panthro somewhere, right? Because he's always driving the Thunder Tank.
So we sack Bluegrass as the...
Well, I don't want to because I thought that was a cool choice, but I think.
So then we're not going to have a Silverhawk somewhere else, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we're-
So you go
Well, then
Captain
it could- then
Stargazer.
Stargazer? Yeah,
Commander
Stargazer or
Forget behind that.
Quicksilver. Did anyone say Quicksilver as the leader?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
Yeah,
he came
I
up
did.
twice.
So did Trent.
Yep.
Yeah,
He was the only one that got 2 votes.
that's fair. All right, so Quicksilver is the leader. Where do we
Muscles,
get? Muscle was
Lorca.
Lorca, specialist. Yeah.
If we're not if Panthro's going to be the wheelman, then we
Yep.
need another specialist, right?
Yep. That's
I
right.
think it's got to be Tiger then, doesn't it? It was the only other good option because, let's be fair,
yeah.
Lorca's not a great specialist.
No.
Lorca's already our muscle, so he's
Lor-
off the
yeah.
table.
Mm-hmm.
Have to put a Tiger Shark somewhere. So
The one I had, like we tend to do, like, you know, sort of secondary votes. The one I had as a backup for specialist was Backlash from Silverhawks, and he is essentially the time travel guy. That's his whole shtick. So
did
you
he
talk
have a
ab-
toy?
He did have a toy. Is bright green. I think is it Backlash?
That's
What am I thinking? Did I get the
I don't
name
think
wrong?
Backlash actually got a figure.
It's the green one, isn't it?
There is a green one.
Yeah, there's a green one. And
I thought he
damn
was
it,
the time travel one.
Isn't that a variant of
I
Quicksilver?
think that's Flashback. You think about Flashback.
Flashback. I think
Sorry.
his bird is called Backlash, but Flashback,
yes.
which makes more sense
That
for the
beautiful
time travel
green,
motif. Yeah, you
prime.
got him.
Yeah, I did.
A little
I did.
while ago. Yeah. That was going to be my backup choice for a specialist, but
Time travel.
time travel is pretty specialist,
hell.
you know.
I don't think we've had a time traveling specialist on any category before. How is this the hardest one to pick?
Yeah,
I
it
mean, I
is,
thought
bro.
Master of the Universe would have been tough. All right, let's.
Lock something in.
Come on.
I
Lock
know
it in.
nothing about this Quicksilver character. What is it? Flashback.
Flashback. He's essentially he's I think
He's a cool looking toy. Let's just do it.
He's a bright green.
Yep.
He's got that sort of Power Ranger sort of color scheme to him. I think it's something like ridiculous. He spins around really, really fast and can travel back in time.
Right.
It's controversial because he didn't get picked.
I know, right? We've been trying to split it because we seem to be all over the shop.
What do you think, Trent?
I probably go Tigra for specialist. I think
what
it's
does
a
Tigra
handy
do?
invisibility.
Is invisibility.
Yeah.
So he's a
Yep.
stealth specialist.
Ninja.
Weapon
Yeah,
specialist.
let's go with the original pick. Tiger's
fair,
good.
fair.
I like that.
All right,
So
lock it away. We got Quicksilver
Yes.
As
as
the
the
leader.
leader,
Lorca.
Lorca as the muscle, Tigra as the specialist, Panther as the wheelman, and the Mirage as the vehicle.
no, I think it was was
Was it Thunder?
Thunder Tank, wasn't it?
Thunder
Oh,
Tank.
The Mirage is large enough to carry the Thunder Tank inside of it, so
Oh, right.
everyone
okay,
gets
sorry.
happy.
Everyone's a
Okay.
winner.
Everyone's a
Okay.
winner.
Yeah.
We need someone
Okay.
to Photoshop
So-
this
and that's
together
got-
so we can visualize.
That's got all three.
That's
We got
yes,
all three.
that's,
all three universes, I think.
Yep, all
Yeah,
three categories.
okay.
Yes,
Woo!
we've got a kitty litter. We've got a
We've got a fish
tank and
tank.
an apiary in there.
How
So
big is
everyone's
this
happy.
Mirage again?
It's big. It's big
Yeah,
enough.
it's
Big.
big.
Big enough
It's-
to hold
It's a
5
Mirage,
people.
so
Yeah.
It's like the TARDIS, like that.
All right, that was actually hard work, boys.
That was hard work.
Woo.
Yep.
That was incredibly difficult.
yeah, full on.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap there because we are at the hour.
I think so.
We can talk a bit about peer pressure and collecting later on. We get that a lot, don't we? As
We get blamed.
what are we? Initiators,
Enablers.
enablers. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe next week we'll shout out to our Patreons in particular. If you've got a story where one of us has talked up a toy line and next thing you know you find yourself buying it, write in, message us, whatever. And then we'll read out some of the best / worst examples of us
Yep.
influencing you in a bad way.
If you're only collecting Core X-Men or something like that, just
just the core.
yeah, just
Core team.
just X-Men,
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah. And if you're driving in a shipbox rally and a rock bounces up and breaks your brake line and you start collecting rock lords, not our fault. Not our fault.
That's not your fault, but the Masters of the Universe, the Ninja Turtles, the Battle Beasts, and the Rulons definitely are your fault.
Write in. Tell us.
yeah.
And we will discuss that one next week. I
Beautiful,
reckon.
beautiful. Shout outs. We have a competition going at the moment for some
Oh, yes.
prizes.
Yeah, so there were some additional prizes where Trent was unable to join us for the 400 and some established nicknames. Hollywood Trent, Big Saxy over here. Scott and I kind of missing out on the nickname front. So, see what you got. There's been a few
on the Discord.
on the Discord, yeah. So this is a Patreon exclusive, this one. Well, there's been a few good ones. I kind of...
Bald Eagle.
I don't know who you're talking. Are you giving yourself a nickname, Matt? What are we doing here?
I've already got a nickname. It's Teale'o.
So patrons will leave this open for another week or so just to get a bit of variety. I know there's a bit of a movement towards wrestling based names. Let's branch out a little bit. Let's see. You guys have been listening to for 400 bloody episodes or so. There's got to be something from the archives that can inspire some creative choices.
Database.
Tables was one of the suggestions.
Tables.
I don't mind that. I can get behind that.
1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. He knows them all. Tables. Wonderful. Well, that's it. Matt, thank you for coming on Toy Power and sharing the adventure. It's quite the story. So we were really glad to hear it all went well and you're back in one piece. And we all have a
thank you very much.
newfound
Appreciation.
admiration
Yeah.
and appreciation for tennis balls. Thank you very much, Teale'o, for coming in and joining us on Toy Power.
Thank you very much. And I am going to apologise in advance to Davey if I've tutted through my teeth when we've been speaking. I don't know. It just happens. So I apologise to him if I've done it.
Right. Okay.
All good.
Well, I didn't notice it, but I'm sure Davey will give us all critiques on our microphone use. The plug for the book?
Yeah, plug
There we
your
go.
book again. Go for
Go
it.
on.
Well, yes, thanks everyone for listening through my my book launch last week of The Dark Epoch, available on Amazon. Scotty, I noticed you putting up a review.
I did.
You're in the competition.
Yeah, you slipped me a 50 under the table, so I happily put up a review for you, mate.
It was
No
signed, bill, and everything. You know?
I'll take a signed copy whenever you've got one.
Yes. No, all good. Yes, stay tuned for a competition on the reviews on Amazon I've got to come up with something worthy, right? Of
Like a signed copy of the book?
Oh no, something better than that. So that's something.
2 signed copies of the book.
We'll come up with something.
You could do a 6x4 photo of yourself signed.
Yeah. What was that, Matt?
Carded scratch?
No, I want one of those. I don't know if for that amount I could probably buy 100 reviews from China. I imagine with that sort of money, but. I'll come up with something that's adequate of the time and effort to put into that.
All right, it'll be a carded blank then.
Yeah, no, it's too much. Wonderful. All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning in to another episode of Toy Pound. All our Patreons, thank you so much for your ongoing support and chatter on the Discord. Stay safe, take care of one another, and we will see you round the toy aisles.
And until next time, good journey!
You can find the Toy Power team at all the usual online places. Facebook.com/ToyPowerPodcast, at Toy Power Podcast on both Twitter and Instagram, or have your say and email us, toypowerpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the show on both iTunes and Stitcher, and please leave us a review. Otherwise, we just assume we're awesome.